This is Ruben Spolter with another Kitah core concept video. That's hard to say, Kitah core concept. This one about a really important topic called Kavanah, about trying to teach our children to have intent. In essence, how do we teach our children to mean it? So I'm going to start with a story that I started with in our lesson. Imagine a person on a nice April evening. He walked out of his Manhattan office and saw a lovely, fancy restaurant, walked into the restaurant. The waiter said, "Oh, we have this great free bread, this cracker. You've got to taste it. Just freshly baked. The chef made this special cracker." And it turns out that the chef, when he made this cracker, what he was making was hand-baked matzah. And it turns out that it was Pesach night. So this person, this Jewish person, didn't realize it, but he was eating matzah on the night of Pesach. Did he fulfill the mitzvah or not? So the answer is that answer is connected to something that we learned in our Mishnah this week. So in our study this week, we talked about the idea of a person who was reading the Torah. He's at the part of the Torah that it has Shema in it. And the time came to read Shema, to study, to say the Shema in the morning. So he's up in the morning, he's saying Shema. And the Mishnah says, Im kiven libo, if when he read that parsha, that section of the Shema, kiven libo, he had kavanah of his heart, yatsa. Then he fulfilled his commandment. But if not, he did not. This led us to a very interesting topic called Ha'im du mitzvot tzrichot kavanah. Do mitzvot require intent, kavanah? And then we saw there were different positions. Some said mitzvot do not require intent. And our gentleman eating at the restaurant, he didn't know it was matzah. If he found out it's matzah, then, he ate matzah on Pesach night. Where others say, no, in order to fulfill a mitzvah, you have to know that you're doing it. You have to have intent, kavanah to fulfill the mitzvah. But there's a deeper lesson for us as parents as well. In the discussion of whether mitzvot must have kavanah or not, everyone agrees the best performance of a mitzvah is having kavanah, what's called kavanah balev, intention of the heart. Meaning, I know the meaning of the mitzvah. I want to do the mitzvah. I eat matzah on Pesach night. It reminds me of the Exodus. I say Kiddush. I remember Zecher Yetziat Mitzrayim. I think about the specialness of Shabbat. How do you teach kavanah? How do you transmit the idea of intent, of meaning to children? And I think the answer is you can't teach it by books. You can only teach kavanah by showing, by doing. When our children see our passion and our intent, when we fulfill our mitzvot, then they'll see that love, they'll see that connection, and they'll want to be connected as well. Kavanah is one of those things that can't be taught in books. It can only be modeled, it can only be taught by example. And that's one of the most meaningful things that we as parents can and must do. Make it a great week.